Hi everyone. We're just going to wait for a few seconds while people get the alert. Ananda,
I'm Monica, doing weather in on a
Okay.
Sunday night.
Yeah, you're in for
Yeah.
Tracy. We had Tracy yesterday.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't feeling well either. She couldn't
is that
turn.
right?
She couldn't turn. So we were doing a Facebook Live just like
Oh,
this, and she couldn't turn this way, and I made her laugh, and then she was like, "Oh."
She's like, don't do that.
Yeah, so she had the heating pad on the entire time.
Not so fun. Hey, we got 51 people, so how about we get some
Oh yeah,
information
let's start going.
Yep.
Okay, so we're tracking a lot of stuff going on with weather.
Yes.
Possible PG&E power shutoffs. They let us know that the people that are going to be impacted or possibly going to be impacted are over in the Sierra Foothills, North
Right.
Valley, and North Bay. They said right now it looks like based on what they're looking at that it can impact about 180,000 customers. This is all very preliminary because it's going to be in a few
Right.
days from now. But Monica, what are you looking at right now?
So right now it is preliminary, like
Yeah.
you said, but it's something that we've been tracking for a couple of days, the potential for some higher gusts returning to the forecast, mainly Tuesday night through Wednesday and early Thursday. So we have a fire weather watch in effect for that time frame. Do we want to go ahead and take a look at some of the maps?
So I'm going
that
to
we
take
can...
this, I'm going to flip this over to see all the graphics that Monica's been building here.
Okay, so I am looking over here.
Okay.
So this is the system that I'm watching right here. And I wanted to go ahead and share this on my page just
Okay.
so that I make sure that
Yeah.
if people have questions that we can be addressing.
Yeah, and I'll actually I'll look down here. So while I'm holding the phone here, I'll be monitoring some questions. So I'll ask Monica and let's let her know.
Yeah, we definitely want to hear from you oh, there it is. Trying to get the live video going and share that on my page because sometimes we have questions from you wondering. I'm also hoping that
Yeah.
my audio is okay on this when I turn.
Okay.
Yeah, so let us know.
Yeah,
if
let us know about,
something-
yeah. So some people are already having some questions
Okay.
here. Someone's asking all the way to Thanksgiving, what does the wind look like? I don't know if you'd be able to answer that.
Not quite yet. We're out about 10 days, and Thanksgiving's going to be just shy of that 10-day period. I can take a look at another map and what is coming. I'll take a look at a map and see what's coming. But first, let me get you up to speed on what we're actually going to be seeing here in the near future, which will have a much better forecasting verification.
And some people are saying audio's good, even though you turn. So I think it's because I'm going to be right next to you, so
Most
it's all
excellent.
it's all good. Okay.
Okay, so here's the system that I'm looking at right here. And we've seen several of these. You can see that this is going to the north to start off. So what's going to happen here is this is actually going to be sliding down the east side of the state. And that's going to produce the best chance of showers for us then for the foothills and for the Sierra primarily, but possibly the foothills. So here we go. This is going to be our Tuesday time frame. About 3 o'clock, could see some of those showers developing in the Sierra. But at that point, we're starting to get concerned about these north winds that will be in association with that system. As I continue to forward through into our Tuesday evening and even our Wednesday forecast, we see some snow in the Sierra. Now, the good news with this is that's going to elevate the humidity. We're going to have higher humidity. And that will help bring down the fire danger slightly for these areas that are seeing some rain. So let's say through the central San Joaquin Valley all the way through Southern California. This is going to be mainly a Sacramento Valley situation surrounding foothills and even the coastal region because, again, the showers are mainly on the east side of the state. So you can kind of see this rotation here. As I put this into motion, that's our counterclockwise circulation of the low. This is what we get concerned about because since we're dry, we have high pressure here, low pressure over here, and so we get these northwest winds, okay? Those are the ones that really cause the high fire danger. This is the area that I am most concerned about. Let me get to our fire danger right here. This is the area that I'm most concerned about. From about Sacramento, Elk Grove, possibly into Galt, even Wilton, all the way northward through Yuba City, Marysville, up towards Auburn, just shy of hitting Placerville, but parts of El Dorado and Placer counties will be under this fire watch area, Roseville, Lincoln, Loomis. And then we head over to Fairfield, Vacaville, Dixon, Davis, Woodland, all the way through parts of the coastal valley and mountains. So this is the area that in particular gets those really high winds and has had catastrophic fires, the Tubbs fire, the North Bay fires that we had 2 years ago. And then obviously Camp Fire was up in this area, which will have that elevated fire danger as well. Winds for tomorrow, I'll be honest with you, are not really going to be a problem. We'll start the day off with calm winds. We'll pick up an occasional light northwest winds. But as we head into our Tuesday afternoon, that's when our winds really start to get cranking here, and they'll increase throughout the evening. They'll be particularly strong right along the coast early on, and then filter their way through the valley as we head through our Wednesday and early Thursday forecast. So those are going to be the main time frames that I'm really looking at that higher fire danger.
So we're going to flip over the camera here because we got
Okay.
a lot of comments
we got a
here.
lot of questions.
Yeah,
Okay.
so a lot of people are asking about the rain. Like, is there going to be any rain in the near future?
Right. One thing that I want to highlight is rain is great, snow is great. At this point in the season, I'm not terribly worried because we only get about 2 inches of rain in November. The months that I would be especially concerned would be December, January, February, even March for the Sierra. If we start heading through December with very little rain, that's a reason to start paying attention to it much more closely. Now, the other part of this is rain doesn't necessarily mean, we're going to have water for the year. And we did very, very well in the Department of Water Resources, the Army Corps of Engineers, all the state agencies, federal agencies, know that we're very close to that 2016 drought that we had. And they have been very frugal with their water. Yeah. So they will continue to likely have water through this year, even if this year comes up a bit dry. Doesn't mean that you want to go out and run your hose out in your garden all day, but that would be the time frame that I'm looking at. Yeah. So what's the realistic possibility of getting some rain in here? I really have to head deep into the forecast before I start to see some, and that comes... Boy,
this is all gibberish for me. Can we show this to people, what you're looking at? I mean,
yeah, for sure.
It's just a lot. There it goes. This is what Monica's looking at right now when it comes to if we're going to get weather. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go all the way through these weather models here, and this is the area that I want you to look at right here. This is California, and if there's no green on that map, that means no rain. Okay, so this is the weekend before Thanksgiving. Now I'm just going to keep going through, and it's still dry.
This is after Thanksgiving.
Still dry. This is leading up to Thanksgiving.
Leading up, okay.
Week of Thanksgiving, maybe a few sprinkles in the Sierra, possibly on that Monday, again, east side of the state, which could lead us into a higher fire danger, but it looks like we don't have everything coming together. Again, still dry. Here we are, Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Chance of showers in extreme northern California, and then it fizzles out as it heads towards us, which would be roughly about right here. Now we're into Friday of after Thanksgiving, totally fine with dry weather, and then here's Thanksgiving weekend. All dry.
So dry.
All dry. And then possibly, and this is really far out, I would not rely on this at all, because I have seen 3 systems come in that look just like this, very promising, and then we get to that forecast, that's early December, and it goes away. So this looks great. Oh, yay, 1st of December, we're looking at rain. And it is just so dry right now. The atmosphere is layers. And if we can't get a bulk of that atmosphere wet enough, these systems will come in, and then they'll just, all the rain just goes away.
And then I know some people were asking about PG&E and the power shutoffs. Will they be impacted? And PG&E is saying it's a very fluid situation. They'll just give us the locations, which are, let me look at my notes here, Sierra Foothills, North Valley, and North Bay.
Okay.
And that's all they're saying at this point.
Okay, so have they even mapped out locations?
Yeah, so they have the map.
They have the maps
Yeah,
up?
because we sent a reporter out there. So they have like somewhat of a map of which zones will be impacted.
Okay.
So they have that on the PG&E website. Yeah.
I think a lot of people are frustrated with what has happened.
Oh, yeah,
as of
absolutely.
recently, especially for places like Placerville, Pollock Pines, who have had their, and even Auburn, who have had their power shut off time and time again, and the winds just aren't that breezy there.
Yeah.
And so we even have sent reporters up there, and they'll say, "Yeah, I think you were up there."
I was up there a few times up in Nevada City, and the people in downtown brought up a good point. They're like, it doesn't really get that crazy windy here in downtown Nevada City, but maybe in the outskirts, definitely. But you're impacting all these local businesses that are needing this money, especially the employees, not only just the business owners as well.
You heard about one that had to shut down because of the power shutoffs.
Yeah, because I think that was probably the third time that they were experiencing it. And it was just like, how can we have that inventory? How can we prepare? And the likelihood of possibly another power shutoff and throwing away all that food too.
So a lot of people are going to be traveling, I know, maybe this week, but more towards Thanksgiving, wondering about rain, snow, wind. Right now, it does not look like we're going to have any rain or snow for Thanksgiving. Wind possibly could be looking at some breezy conditions next week. The risk of fire danger, a little too early to tell. I want to get through this first situation here this Tuesday and Wednesday before really diving into that, and we get a little bit better forecasting models coming in, and we have a better sense. I definitely don't want to scare anybody. I know it is good to be prepared, though, if you're having family come in or you're preparing to cook a big meal for Thanksgiving and you're thinking, great, am I going to be out of power? What's going on?
Think about it as well. And when I had the camera pointed toward you when you were showing the model, some people were questioning, when is this all going to happen? So I don't know if you can go over that time frame again.
Right. Very good. Okay. Let's just take a look at this. This is going to be if we do we want to just
let's
show.
Go back again just to let people see. All right.
Okay. So this is really our fire weather watch goes into effect late Tuesday and will last through early Thursday. Now, if history is any guidance, generally what PG&E will say right before those winds start up Tuesday afternoon, they start shutting power down if it is necessary. And don't turn the power off until they assess the lines. So it's as far as the winds will be strongest Tuesday late evening through early Thursday. But power outages are going to be a different story. That timeline does not necessarily follow exactly when the winds are going to be the breeziest.
Because there are times, I'm trying to remember which power shutoff it was, but some people didn't even get their power back on, going from one event to the next.
A couple hours, that was it.
We can't see you, Monica.
I know.
Hi. There you go.
I'm still here. Yes.
Anything else you want to go over, Monica?
Let's see. It was nice that I heard from Kevin what Santa Cruz is going to be like. Carrie wondering about Thanksgiving right now. Like I said, just addressing that. Little too early to tell specifics on the Thanksgiving forecast outside of the fact that I'm not seeing rain or snow. Tuolumne County. Kathy, right now it doesn't look like the winds are going to be, at least from this map that I'm seeing, that the fire weather watch will not include Tuolumne County. So that could be some guidance in terms of what PG&E would be looking at. I think we looked at it, Ananda, and it was Placer County, El Dorado County, some Bay Area counties. So unfortunately, the ones that have previously been getting them,
exactly, that's the thing,
likely going to be the same ones getting it this time. Oh, yeah, Valerie's saying they were up at Yosemite National Park, and they did have power out last time. I don't think it's going to be that far south. And truth be told, also, anybody that is heading up into the Sierra, say, Tuesday night, Wednesday, be prepared for the potential of chain controls. Let's not forget about that. If you're traveling up to possibly do either work or if you have some vacation time coming up, there's going to be possible chain controls up in the Sierra because of this weather system that will also be bringing the gusty winds.
And I'm curious to know when you're talking about winds, what kind of winds are we talking about too?
Northwest dry winds, humidities will be down into the teens and 20s during the evening, and very little recovery as we head into the evening hours.
And I have to be honest, because this weekend was so beautiful.
Right.
Warm, gorgeous, but I feel guilty because there's that impact with the winds as well, it being more dry. Does it create any of that?
Well, fuel is already pretty dry. I mean, we already know that. Somebody was up at Yosemite, actually, not too long ago, and every time that I head out, people say, "When are we getting rain?"
I
Oh
know.
my gosh. Everything is just so crispy right now. We haven't really had significant rain since May. Had a little bit in September, but then it dried out, and it just wasn't enough to really sustain anything that would prevent us from having a higher fire danger.
We have some comments here. Tuolumne County had power shut off twice in October, once for 3 days. It's a long time.
Oh,
to be without power, too.
Amador County, it does not
Yeah.
look like that is in the region as well. Winds just don't look like they're going to materialize there. Again, because you quite frankly may be getting some rain and higher elevation snow heading into Wednesday, which would be the real day that we would be looking at. Anytime you get rain and snow, that's going to bring down the fire danger. So even though you may have some gusty winds, the fire danger just wouldn't be there because there would be the higher humidity and moisture.
And I'm going to scroll down here because I think Lori has a crazy comment. So the people in northeastern Yuba County are going into their 9th power outage. Oh my
Jeez,
goodness.
what?
It's becoming agonizing up here. I could only imagine. Oh my goodness. Like, how do you even function? And one of the people that I met with when I was doing some of my reporting up there in Nevada City, Grass Valley too, they can't afford a generator. They can't afford
Right.
a generator. And so where does that money come from too? You just
Yeah.
you have some of these community resource centers where you could charge up some of your stuff, and then
But they're not open all the time. Like
it's
you
a
might be
day.
working.
Yeah, it's like a
and then
day
you're like,
center.
okay,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I'm not really able to take off work.
Yeah.
El Dorado County, Nicole saying they were 3 days the first time in October, 6 days the second time. What does El Dorado County look like? They are on the risk map of power outages for El Dorado. What did the winds look like in Pollock Pines? Marie, not crazy, but you are in that risk territory for PG&E power shutoffs again. El Dorado County and Placer County are in that risk area.
Yeah. Anything else you want to leave people with, Monica?
No,
wrap
let's see,
things
I'm
up
just
here, yeah.
looking. I
Any
we're
comments
gonna.
there, yeah.
I would just say this: we're gonna try to keep you as much up to speed as we can as we get closer to this wind event, and hopefully PG&E will have a little bit better information for us in terms of what cities, what areas, because they will say El Dorado County, and then they'll map it out for very small regions, or Placer County and the very small regions, Yolo, Solano, all those, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm not even in that area, so okay, that's fine. But
Because we might have more clarity even tomorrow too. Because I've just been monitoring their Twitter page because that's where they've been updating, giving us a lot of the updates. But they haven't really said anything yet, except the fact that they may shut off power.
okay,
That's pretty much it.
darn it, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That is not the kind of news I want to be bringing you tonight. You know,
But you're keeping everyone informed, which is good, and
know.
know what to expect.
yeah,
Possibly,
it's true. It's just an unfortunate situation we're in right now, and hopefully we will be getting better resolution with this as we move forward.
Yeah. Ironically, on Monday there's going to be a meeting at 11 o'clock. I wish I had my notes, but it's going on at 11 o'clock in the morning. Talk with some business owners from the area, some other state leaders. Talk about how PG&E has been handling some of these power shutoffs.
Where is that?
It's over here at the Capitol. Yeah. But I'll drop that information down there because I need to pull up my notes to make sure I say the right thing about what's going on for meetings.
I think a lot of you and that we've heard from are just feeling hopeless right now and helpless, that your hands are tied. Unless you go out and buy a generator, what voice do you have? How do you make sure that this does not continue? And you know, we're trying to do our part in getting those concerns in front of the people that can possibly make a difference.
Because we have a reporter that's going to be out there. Brandon Ritteman has been covering a lot of the PG&E stuff. He's planning on being out there tomorrow. I'm going to look through here.
So Maryland, I think, is wanting to know about Solano County. I'm not sure if I have access to that map. Or actually, let me see real quick. I don't know if this.
Yeah, so here I got the information, so I just pulled it up.
Okay.
Yeah, so the CEO of PG&E is set to testify on Monday in front of the Senate Energy, Utilities, and Communications Committee. That's going to be going on tomorrow.
Okay, and it does look like parts of Solano County will be.
Maybe I can just show this really quick. Is this one of your photos? Let me see.
It's just PG&E.
Oh, PG&E, okay.
Geographic zones.
Okay.
Just showing like it for.
Oh, here, let me just show it. So
Yeah,
you can
it's
see
really
something,
hard to tell. I wish I had it up on my, but there's zone 4. So Solano, parts of Yolo, And here we go with Placer, El Dorado, or the El Dorado, Placer, sorry, are in zone 5, so that looks like Wednesday, Thursday. But here you see all those Amador, Tuolumne, not in the, see over here it says nothing. So it's zones 2, 3, 4, 5. So 2, 3, 4, 5.
Possibly even on the coast too, yeah.
Yes, so those are the elevated risks of power shutoffs.
And someone,
hopefully-
Miriam just said our students have already missed 9 days in October.
Well,
That's
that's-
devastating for parents. Work.
I was
Absolutely,
well, yeah. I was wondering what are schools going to be doing as far as all these missed days. If we go into another power shutoff situation and they have to cancel school, and we haven't even gotten into places like Pollock Pines have snow days.
Yeah.
They have snow days. We haven't even gotten to those yet.
Yeah.
And we're not even past the first semester. What are they going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, what are they going to go through July to make up that
And also
days?
parents too, because a lot of them have to stay at home or try
Yeah,
to find
or
daycare.
find daycare. Yep. Yeah, I mean, you think of the out-of-pocket expenses of just the food, possible lost income from businesses, but then on top of that, for families, you've got food, you've got and possible child care expenses. Everything just adds up.
I know some people got a credit though. I believe it was if you're a business, you get a $250 credit. Residential, you get a $100 credit for the first power. That was just the first power shut off to help with that. But some people were like, "Why is my bill still so high?" And it's because PG&E gave you the bill of the estimated charges. Because I don't know if you ever look at utility, utility bill and actually look at point. Yeah. So some people were talking about that. But
Okay, so yeah, Nicole was saying that their school has put kids in school the days they're supposed to have off. We will have about 5 snow days. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you, Nicole. Appreciate that. Yeah, so, okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Nicole saying we're always on the risk map. I know.
oh, we're just, gosh. Yeah.
It's not the map that you want to be on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Well, appreciate you spending some time with us
Yeah.
on this Sunday. We will be updating you tonight at 11. And then also heading into the week as we get closer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks so much for joining us. And then if you have any more comments, make sure to forward them over to Monica or me. All right, thanks.